Scorpio, what is coming up in love, romance, and relationships for those under the sign of Scorpio? Okay, let's have a look what something's fallen out. Ace of Swords, the Magician, King of Swords, the World, Page of Wands, and the Six of Wands. Okay, Ace of Swords. I feel like something is definitely coming to culmination here. I do think there is a new person coming in for you. In particular, you had the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords come up. The King of Swords has come up twice along with the Ace of Swords. I do believe if you have had some sort of confrontation, if you had exchanged communication with an air sign, I do believe this person is coming back in. I almost feel like someone's fighting for something here. Remember I mentioned that lion on the hunt? It's watching and waiting for the time to strike. Strike while the iron is hot. I don't know why that's coming up, Scorpio. I don't know if you're waiting to get these things happening, to get these things going, but I do feel as though you've got the sword in your hand, or there's an air sign who wants to be important around you, who might be also waiting for the right time to approach you or start some sort of contact here, is what I'm seeing with the Ace of Swords energy. You do also have the Magician here. This is a sign of an Aries. This does represent new beginnings. The Magician is the leader of the deck. He's the first of the zodiac. This does come back to Aries energy. So I believe the fact that it's accompanied by that Eight of Wands with the Strength card here, I do think wonderful things are manifesting, in particular if you are dealing with a fire sign or someone who exhibits fire sign traits. I'm not sure if this person is coming from further afield or if they're finally meaning something here to you. I almost feel like this person is standing out in the crowd. There's a bit of, it's almost like sexting or something, like Page of Wands energy. It's very cheeky, it's mischievous. It's quite a sexy energy. So I like what this represents. I think things can happen very, very quickly. Attraction can turn sexual very quickly. Initiated contact can turn flirtatious very, very quickly. It's things happening and manifesting for you in a very beautiful way, very quick way, however. A lot of things on the table here. Everything's coming out on the table. So this is definitely honesty. As I said, the King of Swords has come up twice. A lot of honesty. This person giving you a lot to take in here, Scorpio. They're feeding you a lot of information. Again, whether it's direct or indirectly, verbal or non-verbal, the communication is there. You might have to read between the lines this month. I do believe if you're trying to work on conversation here, or you're trying to initiate contact or keep up contact maybe with someone further away, maybe this is a long distance thing, I actually see one of you traveling out to potentially meet up together. I'm not sure if this is a date and you might be meeting someone that is a little bit further away, different city, state, country, province, area. Maybe, you've been in touch online for quite some time, but this is a wreath of victory. Something's coming full circle. So I do believe something will be initiated for you here. This could, of course, be an online connection that started sometime or will start sometime. So this is quite exciting. It also shows that, I just want to point out with the King here and the Ace of Swords, someone's trying to fight to be with you, or you're trying to fight to be with them. There needs to be a resolution, and I think something definitely will come to full circle for you in the month. I do believe, with that Five of Pentacles, it's probably a conversation you didn't see coming. It might be initiated out of the blue, and you might not be ready to receive that information, but it is there, and it will happen for you. Because the World card is all possibilities are open. The world looks to the King of Swords. So if you are wanting some sort of breakthrough with an air sign or commitment from an air sign, I do believe this can happen during this month. Of course, international people, foreign people, people that you might meet that are different religions, different cultures to you, expanding your world, I like what this represents. I do. I think that whatever you're trying to manifest here, the world almost delicately looks back to the Eight of Wands, that wishing, that arrows of love, that, and it sort of just flows very nicely here. So I like the, I suppose I should call it, I like the pace of how things are unfolding here for you. Because you also have the Page of Wands. There's a relocation for some of you. Someone foreign coming in, someone burning up the phone lines, is what comes to mind. Page of Wands, it could definitely be a fire sign who has come up 3 times here. Well, the Leo and the Eight of Wands as well in the general messages. they're coming forward. They're coming through very strongly. It's almost like a forceful energy, possibly even a bit of arrogance and or possessiveness around this corner here, because the 5, remember, it makes you want to hide away. It makes you want to not look at something here or not accept what it is that's happening. Or you know, you're not comfortable with seeing this, how it's all unfolding, I suppose. But not always. I think it's moving forward. It's moving into the future, which is really good. It's really positive. It shows that the attraction may be the very foundation that this connection is based on, but it will elevate into something more complicated and complex, as indicated by the 8 of Pentacles underneath in the general reading. So again, watching and waiting. The page doesn't move, but he's interested. It's the 6 that moves. So it's the notion of standing still, observing that hunt, that we saw that lion, eyes on the prize, and then making a very big move that people, you know, it's very exclusive is what I'm seeing, because there's people around, people are seeing this unfold in front of you in regards to love. Let's have a look at career. For Scorpio, career. Okay, you had a card flip over. I wanted to pick it up, and it is the Page of Cups. 4 of Wands, 9 of Wands, Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords. Let's use that last one. 6 of Pentacles. Okay, there could be an offer coming in with the Page of Cups. Could be coming from a Pisces here in regards to work. It does sit here, so I believe this setup, if someone's trying to set you up on an interview or introduce you to someone, it could be a Pisces here. It's going to come out of the blue, I feel. It will be unexpected, and this is someone that's quite accommodating. I feel like the Page of Cups is quite flexible in nature. They're quite, they go with the ebb and flow of things. So I think this is someone you can trust. He's Scorpio. It's a fellow water sign. So your sister signs here, which is good, which shows that there is compatibility between the two of you, and this person is out to help you, which is good to see. What I also love is that next to the Page of Cups sits the marriage card, which is seen celebrating unions. So I do believe this Page of Cups may just bring a union. It's a work contract or two parties coming together into a mutual agreement, which is good to see. You know, this is you celebrating that success. It could be with a fire sign as well, an Aries, Sag, or Leo. The fire sign, you know, there was a Leo here. That fire sign could be coming in. There is a bit of resistance. They might show that they don't exactly agree with how you're wanting to do things here, Scorpio. Now, this, of course, could be mediation. If you've been meaning to have a more smoother work environment, get on with your team better, perhaps understand them better, I feel as though you can reach a good outcome, but initially you may face some resistance here. The 9 of Wands is people having their guard up, people not feeling completely comfortable around you. Not yet, anyway. And you know, fire signs can be a little bit capricious. There's a lot of ego involved, I feel, or can be involved, especially when it comes to high positions and money and management. So I think this may be coming into play for some of you. And as a result, you may see some resistance before you see a contract come through, whether with a lucrative client, with a lucrative customer, with another company you've been trying to get involved with. So, I mean, maybe the message here is not to rush into anything, not to make big decisions. I guess coming back to that theme of watching and waiting, maybe this is something that you have to do. You'll need to watch and wait and prepare yourself before you can make those initial first steps, because you don't want to come into that Knight of Swords energy. This is completely rushing things and not rationalizing them. One of you could be rushing and the other is capricious to move and do anything. I almost want to say there's a bit of desperation here, Scorpio. I'm not sure if you're in quite a precarious situation financially or with clients. You know, you had that strength card come out. You need to be resilient with the connections you have, the existing customers or clientele you have right now, the resources that you currently have available to you. You know, there's a notion of desperation in these two. You know, I'm not insulting you in any way. I just feel like some of you may be in a precarious situation, which is also further supported by the Nine of Swords. You know, that energy where we feel stressed, anxious, unsure. We have a lot of ideas, we just don't know how to execute them. And the reason I said it was precarious situation here is because you have the 5 and the 6. So obviously you're going to need help. Financial help, help with a project to restore some sort of balance. It could be financial because the 5 and the 6 are here. And the fact that you're going from the 8 and the 9, from the 5 and the 6 to the 8 and the 9 shows that if you're wanting resources or support in money, contributions, donations, whatever it is that you're after, this may come later in the month and help your situation a little bit. And if you are signing on to a new job, this could absolutely be a new job, celebrating a union, could be the case. It might not be an ideal working situation or the pay that you're wanting. I almost feel like you need to hang in. I guess before you can make any major changes. The watching and waiting is coming back. I'm just wondering if you'll regret some sort of decision you make here because of what's happening. And then you're thinking, oh no, what have I done? And then the 6. The 6 says you'll have help. And it could very well come from a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo friend or colleague that will help you. That will give you some sort of support here. So, I mean, it's good in that sense, I suppose, but I just think you'll need to undergo, it's like moments of desperation, moments of darkness, moments where you don't feel you've got the next steps planned out. Remember, I know you've got that strong wish, and I know you want to achieve whatever it is that you need to or want to achieve here, Scorpio. Make sure you don't get caught in the financials, because what I'm seeing here, if the dandelions do make it to the web, it's very intricate. You're caught in a web here. It's a bit of a tangle. It can be a bit of a mess, and because it's in relation to either an earth sign or your finances, your assets, taxes and things, just be careful. Because I feel like the 6 of Swords is a major, the 6 of Pentacles is a major corporation, because there's a stark contrast in class. This is obviously coming from a position, the scales of justice, the justice system, a large financial organization that helps crediting, that helps audit people or, investigates in their cases. This is also coming up for some of you. I do feel like things at work might throw you off a little bit this month. It's the fish out of water component here. You're going to have to make do with what's placed in front of you. I think if you're working with a lot of people, you're going to see some negativity. You're going to definitely see some pessimism. You're going to see your bosses or superiors or colleagues rushing ahead to certain ideas without getting approvals. It's almost like good ideas will come and no one will sit on them for some reason, and then others will just be rushing towards the ideas that need to be thought through. And this is coming in, so I don't think, there's a bit of lack of clarity here. Again, it's mixed. I feel like it's a very scattered month for you, Scorpio. Like, I'm struggling to even find the words to articulate what I can see in the cards. So, I mean, that doesn't mean, I'm not predicting that it's going to be a certain way. I just think there's a lot of scattered. It might not even be you. I'm seeing different signs here around you that are going to be this way. I think it's you that's going to have to manage and counteract. It's you that's going to have to control the webbing of the weaving of the web. It's you that's going to have to help face up, help show people imperfections or what they're doing wrong or how they can grow or how they can improve or strengthen their skills. So look, nonetheless, I hope this has been insightful. Thank you so much for watching, Scorpio.